of one man doesn't amount to much.
Dude. That's fucked. That's like World War I bullshittery in No Man's Land. You're literally running across a field of dirt while the other guys are firing machine guns at you from behind cover. That is just fucked. That's fucked. And I say World War I because the rifles they're using are bolt actions they had back in World War I. Okay, I'm gonna sound a little bit like I'm nitpicking, but that's a bolt action. You can see the bolt. That's a bolt. That's a bolt. And he's firing it like a semi-auto. Minus 10 points.
But however little strength I'm capable of, I'll do everything humanly possible to protect the people I love. And in turn, they'll protect the ones they love. It seems like the least we tiny humans can do for each other.
Sounds like a pyramid scheme. There's just one thing. If you hope to eventually protect everyone, then you'll have to figure out a way to stand at the top of the pyramid.
I can only imagine how good it must feel up there, Hughes. Although, I'll never be able to find out without all the support I can get. There's no doubt about that.
You're not very subtle, you know. You've got my support, but you could have just asked me. It ought to be fun to watch, though. And maybe your naive idealism might actually do some good.
Colonel? Colonel? There is an open bunk in the barracks if you need a nap.
I'm fine. I still need to organize and pack up all of my paperwork before we transfer to Central. I haven't had much time for sleep.
It looked like you were in the middle of a pretty vivid dream there.
Not really. It was just an old memory.
Yeah, you never get away from water. What type of gun? It's a bolt action, not a ball action. Such a good song. The issue with war is it's self-perpetuating. You have the people that die, and then you have those people that survive, but the war never leaves. And the rest of their lives become a byproduct of the war. They either go into positions of political power or police or something of the sort to either prevent it from happening again or try to get revenge. And you've got the kids that are traumatized and for the rest of their lives kind of do the same thing. And then they cause another war or they cause another tragedy, which creates another generation of victims, which then as a byproduct do the same thing and then create a new generation. And ultimately, the younger generations that were never involved in the war are the ones that actually pay the price, not the ones that were actually there. And the cycle just keeps going. That's the fuck thing about war. That's why it's hell. The fire keeps burning. And young people are always the wood that gets put into the fire, and it keeps it going. You need to deprive the fire of oxygen. You can't just keep throwing wood at it. You need to let it burn out and die. But we as a species have never managed to do that. After one war, a generation later, we have another and 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 another, and it just keeps going on and on and on and on and on. And the worst part is people cannot break the cycle because they're so poorly educated that they repeat the same mistakes of the past. Sometimes it's the fault of the system, and sometimes it's the fault of willful ignorance because we're selfish shits. That are heathens that are more interested in keeping the cost of their creature comforts as low as possible, even though it causes suffering in other countries, which fuels and fans the flames of war. We're doomed to this endless cycle. Literally. And we think that we're safe because we sit in Western countries or European countries. Well, I'll tell you for a fact that my people thought they were safe too, but that changed very quickly. And nowadays, big walls don't protect you from invading armies. So, there are no civilians in war. Let's continue.
Well, the last thing I remember was this guy kicking me.
It's odd that he let you live. And what about this sacrifice and these other armored souls?
Not to mention the Ouroboros tattoos in the Transmutation Circle. And Dr. Marco claims that they were using the Philosopher's Stones in Ishval.
Every clue we have to work with seems to lead to its own mystery.
Not much we can do about that, though. Any answers we might have found are under a ton of rubble back in the lab.
They are talking about some seriously crazy
I need a
stuff in
drink.
there.
You've heard the old cliche about how curiosity killed the cat, right? Well, it's true.
Pardon me, Lieutenant. I'm looking for Edward Elric, the Fullmetal Alchemist.
Sure. This is his...
I'll run a search and see if I can find some priors on anyone with an Ouroboros tattoo.
Very good. And while you do that, I'll continue looking into the research team that was working with Dr. Marco in Ishval.
Sorry to interrupt.
Sir Bradley! Your Excellency!
Calm down, gentlemen. This is just an informal visit.
You know what's fucked? He doesn't even have a military escort with him. That's how you know he knows his shit. He doesn't have guards.
Yes, sir. But may I please ask the occasion, sir?
This young man. Heard you're injured. I thought a nice melon might cheer you up.
I guess.
And you know what I actually find fascinating? And this is probably... Did I just zoom?
Sir Bradley! Your Excellency!
Calm down, gentlemen. This is just an informal visit.
See,
Yes, sir. But may...
he's lost his left eye, which means his field of vision is effectively cut. So if you want to take that as an example, close your left eye and you see how fucked your field of vision is. He's holding the basket in his left hand because obviously he can't do... It's probably not his primary hand. He uses his right to get his weapon. So even if he's holding that thing, because instinctively we typically hold items with our dominant hand, he's using it with his offhand. So even while holding the basket, he's able to draw his sword. And the whole... fucking hell.
May I please ask the occasion, sir?
Wait. How did he walk? What was that walk?
Sir Bradley! Your Excellency!
Calm down, gentlemen. This is just an informal visit.
Yes, sir. But may I please ask the occasion,
No,
sir?
it's perfectly
This
normal.
young man. Heard you're injured. I thought a nice melon might cheer you up.
I guess.
I understand you've been checking up on some of the senior staff. Is this true, Major Armstrong?
Yes, sir, but, how did you know I was...
You should know that nothing gets past me, Major. And now you, my revered Fullmetal Alchemist.
An interrogation disguised as a friendly visit. He's good. He's good.
Tell me what you know about the Philosopher's Stone.
Oh, he's good.
And I hope for your sake that you don't know too much.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that whole friendly demeanor is utter bullshit. He's an iron fist in a leather glove.
I'm only kidding. There's no reason for you to be so uptight.
Huh?
I know that there's been some suspicious activity within the military lately, and I believe it's necessary for something to be done about it.
You might think it's funny that he just pulled everyone's leg, but he just asserted dominance to the entire room by putting them all at unease and then breaking the tension with a joke. He basically just put his balls on the table. Fuck, he's good.
Oh, that's just,
A list of the research team assigned to study the Philosopher's Stone. Every person listed in this document has been reported missing. They all vanished several days before the fifth laboratory collapsed. It seems the enemy is always one step ahead of us. Even with my vast network of informants, I have no way to determine how far our ranks have been infiltrated.
And look the wording he uses. Our enemies have deceived us. He's automatically been like, oh, they're hiding all this from me. So by me pretending like we're on the same side and willfully sharing information, they already know we are on the same team. Even though the entire time I may know shit that they do not know. But I can just be saying this to put the flock back in the... Yeah, you don't stay in command of a military without being a master of this shit. Like, fucking hell.
The most we know about them is that they know a lot about us.
In that case, this is proving much more dangerous than we imagined.
Major Armstrong, Lieutenant Colonel Hughes, Elric brothers. You've all proven yourselves to be men of a trustworthy character. From this point forward, I'm giving you the direct order to forget this matter and all that it concerns. At this time, suspicion is our strongest line of offense, and our only form of defense is discretion. Do not trust anyone. Keep this to yourselves at all costs. However, when I deem the time is right to confront the enemy, I expect you to be prepared to join me in the effort.
Sir!
Where is he? Has Streamer Bradley been through here?
Gotta go. Damn bodyguard thinks he's my shadow.
You lost the person you're guarding?
You see, I've snuck away to get a few minutes of privacy. Well, farewell for now.
Hey, Ed! What the... What's going on? Did I miss something?
I like him. I like him.
Not really. Just a tornado passing by.
Well, I don't think there's anything I can do about that. But I did go and buy the train tickets you asked for.
Have you not married her yet? What are you waiting for? You think you could do better?
Thanks. Just in time.
You sure are a man on the move, aren't you? Your wounds haven't even healed completely.
Yeah, well, 2 days of sick people and hospital food is enough for me, thanks.
And where are you heading off to this time? What's in Dublith?
Well, with the way things have gone lately, Al and I decided we should go back and visit our old teacher.
I think I'm too scared, brother. There's no way she's not gonna kill us.
Look, don't you chicken out on me now. I'm scared too, okay?
What exactly does this person teach?
It appears you have a rather lengthy journey ahead of you.
How far is Dublith?
Well, let's see. There it is. All the way down here.
What is it?
That! Right there! Right before Dublith! It's the holy land of automail engineering! It's Rush Valley! We have to go! We have to go! We have to go! You have to take me!
Yeah, whatever. I'll have to take you anyway.
Well, somebody has to pay for my travel fare!
And why does it have to be me?
Come on, brother. What's the big deal? It's on our way.
Only if you want to, Al.
I've got to call and tell Grandma.
It's funny because Armstrong struggles to keep Ed and his, sorry, I forgot his brother, but keep Ed and Thingo in line, and this girl has them wrapped around her finger so far as to get them to take it to a town they don't even want to go to. He's like, how does she do it? What does she have that I don't have? Fuck. He's like, my God.
She'll make you a fine wife someday.
Yes! Yes! He gets it!
We have to go! We have to go! You have to take me!
Yeah, whatever. I don't have to take you anywhere.
Well, somebody has to pay for my travel fare!
And why does it have to be me?
Come on, brother. What's the big deal? It's on our way.
Only if you want to, Al.
I've got to call and tell Grandma.
She'll make you a fine wife someday.
Don't start that again!
I would rather talk about my wife anyway.
It's time for bye-bye.
I have to hear that in Japanese. I have to hear that in Japanese. Oh my God. You know what? Can we watch that whole scene in Japanese? Because reasons. I mean, whenever Big Boss is in the room, I have to see it in all languages. Oh my God, that voice! I'm sorry, but the English one is so much better.
失礼するよ。
ブラッドレー大将と。
ああ、静かに。そのままでよろしい。
閣下、なぜこのようなところに？
なぜって、お見舞い。メロンは嫌いかね？
ああ、どうも。
じゃなくて！
軍上層部をいろいろ調べているようだな。アームストロング少佐。
は？あ、いや、なぜそれを？
私の情報も甘く見るな。そして、エドワード・エルリック君。賢者の石だね。どこまで知った？場合によっては。冗談だ。そう構えずともよい。
はあ？
軍内部で不穏な動きがあることは私も知っていてな。どうにかせねばと思っているのだが。
あ、それは？
賢者の石の研究をしていた者の名簿か。この者たち全員行方不明になっているぞ。
は？
第五研究所が崩壊する数日前にな。敵は常に我々の先を行っておる。そして私の情報網をもってしても、その大きさも目的も、どこまで敵の手が入り込んでいるかもつかめていないのが現状だ。
つまり、探りを入れるのはかなり危険であると。
うん。ヒューズ中佐、アームストロング少佐、エルリック兄弟。君たちは信用に足る人物だと判断した。これ以上この件に首を突っ込むことも、これを口外することも許さん。
See, like, the meaning of this entire scene is totally different to the English version. I'm not saying one is better than the other one, but the context is completely different. In the English version, I was suspicious that he might be working against us, whereas in the Japanese version, it makes complete sense what he's saying. That there's unrest amongst the ranks, and at the same time, even with his access of information and all his spy network, he can't get jack shit. And it's simply too dangerous for them to be poking around when they're actually all targets of the enemy. Which makes perfect rational sense when you think about it. Whereas in the English one, it's kind of like, don't poke around, naughty, naughty. You know what I mean?
誰が敵か味方かもわからぬこの状況で、何人も信用してはならん。
See, that makes perfect sense.
軍内部すべて敵と思い慎んで行動せよ。だが。
That makes even more fucking sense, because he doesn't know who he can trust, and that means everyone in this room he can trust. which you don't get from the English dub at all. In the English dub, it's kind of like, we don't know what to do, but stop working on it. By the way, I'll let you know when we find something. And it's like, what?
時が来たら君たちには存分に働いてもらうので覚悟しておくように。はっ！大総統閣下はいつこ！おい、いかん。うるさい部下が追ってきた。仕事をこっそり抜け出してきたのでな。では、さらば。
エダー？あれ？どうしたの？みんな。
いや、嵐が通り過ぎた。
頼まれてた切符買ってきたよ。明日のお昼の汽車でよかったんだよね。
ああ、サンキュー。
なんだ、世話しないな。怪我も治りきってなかろうに。
いつまでもこんな消毒液臭いところにこもってられっか。
今度はどこへ行くんだ？ダブリス？
ああ、アルとも話し合って先生のところへ行こうってことになってさ。お？やっぱ
怖いよ、兄さん。僕たち人殺されるよ。
耐えろ、弟。俺だって怖いんだ。
あんたたちの先生って。
ダブリスとはまた随分と遠い。
どの辺なの？
ここ、南部の真ん中あたり。
なんだ？
ここよ、ここ。ダブリスの手前。オートメイルの聖地、ラッシュバレー。一度行ってみたかったの。連れてってけ。
一人で行け、そんなところ。
誰が旅の費用を払うのよ。
俺にたかる気か。
まあまあ、いいんじゃない？ついでだし。
しょうがねえな。
やったーばっちゃんに電話してくるね。
あれはいい嫁さんになるぞ。
俺に言うな。
まあ、うちの嫁さんほどじゃないけどな。じゃあパパ、行ってきますよ。
Man, that is so different. But it makes perfect sense because in Japan it's kind of like the guy is the one that's obviously gonna choose who's gonna be his wife. It's kind of how it works culturally. Whereas in the West it's kind of like, well, she's picked you, good luck getting rid of her. By the way, you're still wrapped around her finger, so it's kind of a done deal. Whereas in Japan, that doesn't really happen. And if you're paying for a girl in Japan, you're effectively dating her. She's effectively going to be a housewife where you're going to go out and earn the money and she's going to look after the house. Which is kind of what you did by getting the train ticket, right? Like, the context is culturally different. It makes sense how... honestly, when I think about it, it makes sense how they did the dub for that scene. Because doing the dub with the same things that are in the sub would be kind of weird without the cultural context. Because it hits a lot better the way they did it in the dub for that. But in the dub, he asks Al, what do you think? Whereas in this one, he's like, if you insist. Which is him basically like, you know what I mean? Giving her way. Which culturally in Japan wouldn't happen. A housewife wouldn't have that much pull. She'd kind of go along with what the man does. In this case, he's going along with what she says. Which is kind of like, well, you know. You know what I mean? They both have their pros and cons. I like that I can listen to the audio and pay attention to the visuals. Whereas with the sub, I pay attention to the text. So I lose a lot of the visual. Which is why dub good shit. But if I was to rewatch it, I'd watch it in the other one, as always.
Oh.
Daddy, come home early today, okay?
Well, I can try, but Daddy has a bunch of important work that needs to be done. But
Shut up,
I promise I'll do it
Kuro-sensei.
as fast as possible.
All right, don't be late now.
Well, Miss Rockbell, I probably won't see you again before your train leaves, but it's been fun. Oh, and tell the boys I said goodbye.
Thanks, Mr. Hughes. I really appreciate your hospitality.
You just make sure to come visit us anytime you're in Central, okay? Our home is your home too. Till then, take care of yourself. Bye, hon.
Right.
Work hard, Daddy! Bye-bye!
You be safe out there.
I just realized if I was going to have an emotional hit in an anime, I would kill him off as a character because he's leaving behind a wife and daughter. If I was to do emotional impact, I would kill him like in the final, say, 4 episodes of an anime for emotional impact. Because that's when it would hurt the most. But that's just me because I'm a sadistic bastard. Akame got killed really fucked me up.
So why is it suddenly so important that you guys see your teacher?
Well, there are a couple of reasons. For starters, I'm a little tired of getting my ass kicked.
Wait, is this some kind of combat teacher? Why don't you just quit fighting?
Oh, that'd be nice. But sorry, it's not as simple as that, okay? This isn't only about our fighting. Our core needs a little work, too. Right, Al?
Exactly. We feel like seeing our teacher will help us grow and make us stronger on the inside.
Yeah, and we're gonna need as much strength as we can get.
What's reason 2?
To see what she can tell us about the Philosopher's Stone.
And to ask her about the truth within the truth. We haven't gotten any closer to figuring it out. There's a chance our teacher knows something about it.
Let's hope she at least gives us a chance to ask her. You should be more worried about explaining your appearance to her, Al. Considering... She's gonna kill us when she finds out what happened!
It would have been nice to at least have had a girlfriend before I died.
Maybe you guys should get a new teacher.
Al is fucking adorable.
Yes, it's apparently in response to that sham religion that was preying on the townspeople. They finally realized they were being suckered.
Wait, are they talking about the Hillsong Church? Or are they talking about the Black Lives Matter thing that's run by those white women that are pocketing the cash and buying houses? I don't know. They're both seeming like shams at this point, aren't they?
Yeah. Ishval and Lior. The East has been a real hotbed, huh?
I love how the newspaper... You see this font? You see this font? This is fucking the font that they did back in World War I days. Particularly in Germany. This was the type of font they used. Fuck. This is next level.
Bad, huh?
I'm afraid it's not just the East. There have been reports of uprisings in the North and West as well.
The bodies are piling up all over. The government's gonna have a hard time keeping control at this rate.
Colonel Hughes, is something wrong?
I'll be in the archive room. Lior, these endless uprisings, the Philosopher's Stone, human sacrifices, and the outright genocide of the Ishvalan people.
Is it a pentagram?
And this means, how could this even happen? And who could have orchestrated something as terrible as this? I've got to tell the Fuhrer right away.
Oh, this scene. Oh, fucking called it! I said I saw her hair in the fucking shadow. It is. Fucking knew it. I called it last week.
Hello, Lieutenant Colonel. It's nice to meet you. Well, actually, hello really isn't the word I'm looking for.
Fullmetal Alchemist. Fullmetal Alchemist.
No!
Cool tattoo you got there.
Those are your last words? Wouldn't you rather scream?
Oof! Oof! Oh yeah, she's enjoying this. Oof! Oh, clever. That's a push dagger. You can use it both as a... You know what? Fuck it. Your analysis aside.
Damn it. That's exactly how I feel.
Man, to puncture the skull, that's one hell of a throw. I would have gone for the neck, personally.
Oh my, you're back again already. Who gets to hear about your daughter this time? Lieutenant Colonel, you're bleeding.
It's nothing. I need a private line.
Raise the alarm!
I have to tell him. Sorry. Forget I was here.
But, sir!
Good evening, Eastern Command.
I need you to connect me to Colonel Mustang right away.
I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to connect from an outside line.
You are speaking to Lieutenant Colonel Hughes, and this is a matter of life and death.
Can I have your code, please?
What? Are you trying to waste time? It's Uncle, Sugar, Oliver, then 800.
Your code was verified. Please hold while I connect you.
Oh, I said I was gonna kill him in the final 4 episodes, but the fact they're showing us a photo. Yeah, no, this is not enough emotional stuff. You see, emotional impact is like a pet. You can't just take it away straight away. You gotta let the person grow attached to it.
Will you hurry? It's an emergency!
I need to ask you to put down the receiver. Please, sir. Go on. Just hang it up.
You look just like... But you're not. Who the hell are you, lady?
I'm Second Lieutenant Ross, sir. You've lost too much blood.
Drop the act already. You're not Second Lieutenant Ross. She has a mole under her left eye.
Oh.
You're observant. I can't believe I forgot. There, how do I look now?
This is not happening. Please tell me I'm hallucinating or something.
Wait, so why didn't he call from the line indoors? Or did he try to get more time by going outside? But he has a blood trail, so he would... I can't logically process the situation.
You really are a smart man, Lieutenant Colonel. Did you ever think that'd be the cause of your death?
Come on, have a heart, will ya? I've got a wife and daughter waiting for me. So the last thing I'm gonna do is die on them.
Wait, but isn't that the shoulder that was stabbed? Ugh. Oh yeah, she's a sadist. Yep, ladies and gentlemen, that is my type. Oh, this will be fun, at least.
You look surprised.
What the hell are you?
She shot him? Wow. She's quick. I thought she was gonna mess with him for a little while.
There's a Lieutenant Colonel Hughes on hold for you. He claims it's urgent.
Of course he does. Put him through. Look, Hughes, I don't have time for daughter stories. Hey, Hughes. Hughes, you okay? Hughes!
Ew!
You humans don't make any sense to me.
No, I don't like you. I like the other one. See, looks do matter.
You throw away your lives for nothing.
Gracia, I'm so sorry. Alicia. Remember, Daddy loves you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I don't like envy.
Oh man, this is hands down the best apple pie ever.
Isn't it, though? Mrs. Hughes is a really excellent cook.
To put it mildly.
Yeah, he wasn't around long enough for me to get attached. You need about 20 to 30 episodes. No, wait. You need about... Akame ga Kill was 24. I need around 16 to 8... No, it doesn't even take that many. I need about 10 episodes. I need about 10 episodes to get attached. What episode is this? Oh, shit. Okay, I need a little more than 10 episodes to get attached. I need a while to get attached. Because it takes me a while to get attached. Like, a literal while. Like, I've been hanging around with my group of friends for like 3 years before I even considered them friends type of attached. So yeah, I needed another like 5-6 episodes to start getting attached. If that makes sense. Sorry. It's kind of funny that I said if I wanted to hurt people, I would kill him off at the end of the show and he ends up dying in the same episode. And it's funny how from the preview in the previous episode we saw her hair. I didn't predict his death, though. I would have thought they'd save him for a lot later. And death flags and all that. You jinxed him, Kuma. No, I didn't. The show was made years before I watched it. I did not fiddle with the timelines. That's not how time works. Kuma didn't react to the anime and then the animator watched it and went back in time to create the... Oh my god, we're creating time paradoxes. No, do not play Morphogenic Field.
Mention that quiche she made for us is also pretty delicious.
Yeah, I actually wrote the quiche down on a list of things I'm gonna eat when I have a mouth again.
Well, she gave me the recipe, so when you're back to normal, Al, I'll make it for you.
Awesome, thanks!
I had such a good time staying with them. They're both really great people.
Yeah, but Hughes is obnoxious. He doesn't know when to shut up and he spoils his daughter rotten.
He did come by your hospital room a lot to talk to you.
Every damn day. He always made it a point to come and keep me company. And it didn't matter when, he'd even blow off work.
I've watched this a million times and Hughes only died this time after you said you'd kill him off. Are my motives complex? I think if I was ever to write a show, it would be to make people feel as many emotions and mindfucks as possible. I would literally lead the storyline, make it fun for a few episodes, then I'd twist it, change the theme around to make people go, wait, hang on. So just before they start getting tired of the fun they're having, it would contort 90 degrees. It would change enough to make them feel what the hell is going on. Then like a roller coaster, it would do a 180 on the other side. And then when they're like, oh my god, this is fun, it would twist again. And then it would start doing like a corkscrew style thing. And then the end would just be a train wreck. But it wouldn't just be a train wreck that, you know, just happens and it's a train wreck. No, it would be a train wreck where things start happening. And you know it's going to be a train wreck. But you can't not watch it because if you don't watch it, you'll keep thinking, what the hell is happening? So you'd keep watching, expecting the train wreck. And something would happen. And it'd be a little while, and then something would happen. And then you'd be like, alright, then it'll be a little while, then something will happen. And then nothing would happen for an even longer while. And things would slowly start going back to normality. And as you believe the things are finally setting down, and the worst is over, a car is literally going to come from 90 degrees at the crossroad and smash through the passenger seat and kill your girlfriend that's married with your firstborn child. And then you wake up 2 weeks later out of a coma. That's what would happen. And you would think that is the worst thing to happen. But in fact, after you wake up from that coma, you start finding out that all of this was your own fault or some shit. I haven't really thought it through that far ahead. But all I know is that at that point, you would think that it all makes sense. But it really won't. And then you'll spend like 15 minutes of flashbacks and other stuff that will only make you even more sad because there would be like a slow piano-y type music playing in the background. And that entire story at the beginning which you thought was happy, is now really, really fucking sad. So not only is it a train wreck, but you can't even go back and enjoy the first 4 episodes, which you thought were really fun, because now they're fucking wrapped in depression. So now you can't touch the story with a 10-foot pole without feeling depressed. It would not only ruin your year, but it would ruin the entire show. But being the miserable bastards that you are, wanting to discuss it with other people, you will push it on your friends like an addictive substance abuse. And you would get your friends into it. And your friends would slowly become as emotionally damaged as you are and can slowly start to relate with you because you would have experienced the same trauma. You know, it'd be basically like what we do with Danganronpa, right? You give it to your friends because you want to torture them because that's how we show love. It's basically that, except I'd be the one writing it. And it'd be a lot more depressing because I would know how to hurt people because I have plenty of reference material from my own fucked up world experiences. Oh god, I'm having flashbacks about the puppies. No, stop. Okay, we're back. Okay, that was a very bad lane to go. Let's never go down that lane ever again. Let's continue with the anime, shall we? Let's not go down there. This is why I don't write stuff anymore, because... Have you ever noticed how Slavic writers always end up committing suicide? You ever wondered why they can write those stories? Yeah, that's why they end up committing suicide. They end up destroying themselves in the process. Attack on Titan's like that? See, now you've piqued my interest. I see what you did there. Maybe you know that would pique my interest. I see what you're doing, Fab. I see what you do, you motherfucker. I know you motherfucker. And the one thing I didn't notice, I noticed, Fab. You think you're clever. You're not clever. Well, you are kind of clever, but like, not clever. Oh, maybe that's what you want me to think. See, I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. I wasn't born yesterday.
We should figure out some way to thank him next time we're there.
Yeah, we should.
I love what they're doing now. What they're doing now is what's called twisting the knife. Because for a lot of people, that death would have been a stab. And now by talking about him and all the memories and all the stuff, you're imagining all the what could have been. Joke's on you, I don't feel that yet. I need at least like 15 episodes to start getting emotionally attached. See, I've been hurt so much that my base is don't get attached because you'll lose them. So it takes me a really long time to get attached to shit. Because I'm used to losing things, right? I fucking lost so many things. Like, by the time I was 6, I probably lost more relatives than, you know, you people have lost in your 30s, right? That's basically a Slavic childhood in a nutshell. So you get used to losing shit. So, like, you know, 10 episodes is not enough. You need, like, 15, 16. That's when it starts hurting. That's when it really starts hurting. Sorry, I just had Danganronpa Trial 4 and 5 flashbacks. Can we not go down that dark road, please? Let's, back to the main road. That's good. Away from the bushy road. Yep, there's a reason why that road is not paved. You're not supposed to go down there. Back to the main road. Very good. Very good. Okay, good. The fact that you don't know what I'm talking about means you haven't watched Danganronpa 2. Go watch Danganronpa 2. Go watch Danganronpa 2. That is all I'm saying. You want a fucked up roller coaster? Danganronpa 2. That's all I'm saying. It'll be worth it. It'll be worth it. I don't want to go there again. Editing that LP fucking killed me. It was as bad watching myself go through it again as it was the first time. Like, I'm totally gone. You've seen it all? And you don't know what No, I watched all the games. No. I don't mean the games. I mean the LP we did. There's a lot of stories in that LP. There's a lot of stories in that LP. Alright, let's not go there. Okay, I'm out. We'll continue with the anime. I'm not going there. I'm not going there. It's the Let's Play. Danganronpa 2 Blind Let's Play. Not going there. Away from there. I'm out. I'm out of that. No more.
that dirt on Daddy?
They're burying him, dear.
But if Daddy gets buried, then he won't be able to do all his work.
Oh crap, the child doesn't have a concept of death yet. Shit. Basically, children, like, up until the age of 8 or 9, haven't gone through death denial. Which is why the Jedi Council only lets little children join. Because they're easier to indoctrinate. She basically doesn't understand the concept of death. She probably never even had a pet pass away, so she's never been through that. So basically, her first experience with death is literally her father dying. Shit. Shit.
Emilia.
Daddy said he has a bunch of work he needs to do. No! Stop it! Stop putting dirt on him! Daddy!
Okay, that hits harder than his actual death.
General. Just for...
You killed him in 1914? Seriously? How old was he? He was 29? Dude! Why did they bring her to the funeral in the first place? Seriously? Do you want to have the conversation with your daughter to explain later on when she's an adult why you didn't bring her to her father's funeral? Do you really want to have that conversation? Do you really want to have that fucking conversation? I mean, I remember when my grandfather passed away, and this was back when I was a kid. I think I was 5 or 6. And, like, I knew my cousins were basically older than me. My female cousin was 2 years older than me. My male cousin was 4 years older than me. But at that point, they did not understand death. I did. Because of, you know, the other story with, let's not go there again. So they were basically pouring their eyes out and everything. And I basically knew at that point what happened. I think I was 5 or 6 at the time. And I remember I basically, like, opened the door, which was to, like, one of the rooms in the house, because it was, like, main bedroom, living room, main bedroom, living room. And I remember his body was there, and they were basically shaving him. They were preparing him for the funeral. So they were basically, you know, shaving him and everything. And, you know, my cousins were pouring their eyes out. My mother was pouring her eyes out. My auntie was pouring her eyes out. Pretty much, like, everyone was crying. And I was sort of like, why are they shaving him? And I'm like, what are you talking about? It's like, he's dead, right? Like, why are they shaving him? And they're like, oh, when a person dies, like, your beard keeps growing. And I'm like, oh, okay. I don't remember so much of the funeral, but I knew what death was at that point because, you know, like, I knew what death was at that point. You can thank the war for that. Yeah, that's what... Yeah, that's fucked. Watching the kid go through that. Watching the kid go through the realization. Because she still doesn't understand that he's dead. This whole scene is... Oh, fucking hell.
We should figure out some way to thank him next time we're there.
Yeah, we should.
They're burying him, dear.
But if Daddy gets buried, then he won't be able to do all his work.
Emilia.
Daddy said he has a bunch of work he needs to do. No! Stop it! Stop putting dirt on him! Daddy!
promoted to Brigadier General, just for dying in the line of duty. You were supposed to be helping me work my way up through the ranks. You got it all backwards. You damn crazy fool.
Colonel.
Alchemists as a whole, we really are horrible creatures, aren't we? There's a side of me that's desperately trying to crack the theories of human transmutation right now. I think I understand what drove those boys when they tried to bring back their mother.
Are you all right, Colonel?
Yeah, I'm fine. Except, it's a terrible day for rain.
What do you mean? It's not raining.
Yes, it is.
Oh, so it is. Why don't we head back? It's getting chilly out here.
That's the thing with death denial. It's a literal thing. You can read up on it. Everyone's got their different way of rationalizing their impending death. For some, it's religion, believing in an afterlife. For others, it's something else. For them, it's trying to master alchemy. If you look at the Jedi, it's the Force, becoming one with it. But one of the most difficult things is accepting it. That's the most difficult thing. That's what they call it death denial. Because it's denying the fact that you're actually going to die. Very rarely do people actually fully accept the fact that we all die. Which is ironic, because by accepting it and realizing that life is finite, it places a certain value on it, which otherwise doesn't exist if you're assuming that it's infinite. But that's easier said than done. But I do really want to see this in the Japanese. Though what really hits hard is the kid. Because you go through that whole realization process of, why is they putting dirt on Dad? He's got work to do. Stop it. He won't be able to get out. What are you doing? And then it's like, what do you say? What do you say? He's never coming back? What do you mean he's never coming back? You know, he's got work to do. He's dead. What's dead? It means he's... fucking that conversation. That's what hits hard. For me, personally. That poor kid. And that's what war does. There are no fucking civilians in war. Whoops, sorry, I didn't change the audio for some reason. Kuma, you had one goddamn job. Do your job, Kuma. Do your job.
今度何かお礼をしなきゃね。
ああ。
エリシア、そんなことしたらパパお仕事できなくなっちゃうよ。エリシア、パパお仕事いっぱいあるって言ってたもん。やだよ、埋めないでよ、パパ。
殉職で2階級特進、ヒューズ准将か。私の下について助力すると言っていたやつが上に行ってどうする。 バカ者が。
大佐。
錬金術師というのは嫌な生き物だな。注意。今頭の中で人体錬成の理論を必死になって組み立てている自分がいる。あの子らが母親を錬成しようとした気持ちが今ならわかる気がする。
大丈夫ですか？
大丈夫だ。いかん、雨が降ってきたな。
いいえ、雨なんて。
いや、雨だよ。
そうですね。戻りましょう。ここは冷えます。
Two things. I'm incredibly happy that they did not take creative liberty with this scene. It feels as if they left it as close to the original as possible. And that's good because human emotion is universal. And secondly, something that I noticed and struck me. It's not only his family that's impacted by this loss. It's also the trauma that's experienced by each and every one at this funeral. And I'd like to share why I think that's the case, and as well try to point out why. I'm not doing it as a you didn't possibly notice. You guys probably did, which is why you want me to watch this, but I still want to share what's coming with me.
We should figure out some way to thank him next time we're there.
Yeah, we should.
I noticed a few things. One, no one is looking straight ahead. Everyone's looking down. Fairly obvious, covering their eyes. They're all sad. They're all in mourning. That's standard. Everyone's pretty much strong, but one thing I wanted to point out, he's pretty much the only one that talks about his wife, that talks about his family, that talks about his daughter. I get the feeling that a lot of these soldiers don't have a family because they don't want to leave a family behind. I think a lot of these people make the conscious decision that they don't want to leave that burden on someone. So they're effectively all that they have, each other. This job is their life. Whereas I believe, you know, he loved his family more than his job. And he was so proud of it and so happy of it. But they choose not to do that because of the consequences. But as we'll see in a few moments, they're all composed and strong. They're all doing their job. They're all doing their duty because similar to any position or any rank or any job that you have, it's not your position to be sad. It's not your position to show emotion. It's your position to conduct the ceremony almost autonomously like a robot and fade into the background, because this isn't for you. This is for the family that's in mourning. So it's your job to make sure that it goes as smoothly as possible and not show any emotion as to not ignite it on them. You shouldn't be burdening them with your emotions. You should be allowing them to go through the grieving process. It's for them, not for you. And they're all doing their job unbelievably well because they're probably all comrades. They're probably all friends. They've probably worked together. They've done, you know, brothers in arms effectively. But they're not showing anything. See, no one's showing it. He's putting his head down. You know he's sad. Everyone here is probably sad, but they're putting on a strong face, but they're still hiding their eyes. But everyone's still composed. Armstrong is composed. He's composed. The Führer or Big Boss is composed. The mother is grieving. Perfectly acceptable. The daughter doesn't know what's going on. they're possibly already discussing what's going to happen, who's going to look after the mother, who's going to look after the daughter. It's not a fun thing. He's fucking broken on the inside. But again, he's not showing it because now's not the time. They're doing their job. Because the longer it takes, the worse it is. You do your goddamn job, right?
Mommy, why are they putting all that dirt on Daddy?
Now look at everyone's reaction.
They're burying him, dear.
But if Daddy gets buried, then he won't be able to do all his work.
Alicia.
Daddy said he has a bunch of work he needs to do.
And that's the straw that broke the camel's back.
No! Stop it! Stop putting dirt on him! Daddy!
Promoted to Brigadier General. Just for dying in the line of duty.
That's fucked.
You were supposed to be helping me work my way up through the ranks. You got it all backwards. You damn crazy fool.
Colonel.
What he's effectively saying, my interpretation of that, you were supposed to help me work through the ranks. You gain rank by doing dangerous things. You get promoted when you capture an enemy position, or you get a medal for doing something valiant or something heroic or something absolutely insane that could have got your ass killed. But you did it, you crazy son of a bitch. That's what you get ranks for. However, he's the guy with a family. He's the guy that should have been doing the desk job and helping him do the dangerous work that could get him killed. Because if he dies, he's not leaving behind a wife and a kid. That's what I interpret the meaning of his words to be. Not, oh, you son of a bitch, you beat me to it. More so to the point of, you son of a bitch, you weren't supposed to be there. It was supposed to be me. And that's called survivor's guilt.
Alchemists as a whole, we really are horrible creatures, aren't we? There's a side of me that's desperately trying to crack the theories of human transmutation right now. I think I understand what drove those boys when they tried to.
And he doesn't pretty much care about his own well-being. That's effectively what he's saying. Because again, what can pay for one's soul? Another one.
Bring back their mother.
Case in point.
Are you all right, Colonel?
Yeah, I'm fine. Except, it's a terrible day for rain.
What do you mean? It's not raining.
Yes, it is.
Oh, so it is. Why don't we head back?
And like he says, he's useless when he's raining. And yeah, the Fuhrer's hands were trembling. I mean, you don't get to lead a military force of that size without. So, if we look at Leonidas, famous for the movie 300 Spartans, which takes artistic liberties, but say what you will, a quote that Leonidas was famous for was, "Love your men and treat them as you would your own sons, and they would follow you anywhere." And Leonidas embodied that because he loved his men like he would his sons. He would have died for any of them, and he fought alongside them. They wore the same armor, they did the same training, they ate the same food, they slept on the same, on the same cloak. He treated them as he would his own sons. You don't command the respect of your men by treating them as inferior. You command their respect by treating them the same, if not better. And that involves a certain degree of empathy. just because you command their respect through, I wouldn't say force, but I'd say a little bit of intimidation of power and rank, and that's necessary to to have command, especially over testosterone-fueled guys. You need a little bit of fear and power. You need to be able to understand and feel for them. And there's no way you can lead an army without feeling for your men. Those are tyrants, and tyrants don't command armies. They command a bunch of sheepish people that effectively fall because they're not fighting for themselves or what they believe in. They're fighting out of fear. And people that fight out of fear will never fight at capacity, but people that fight out of passion will give it their all. I mean, even he felt that. There's no doubt. He was at the funeral. It was a small funeral. That's fucking impactful. That's a powerful scene. That was a powerful scene. That was polished. So well thought out. Every second episode of this anime does something. Every second. It's a pattern. Episode 10, yeah. Let me guess. Episode 8 was one of the episodes. Episode 6 was one of the episodes. Episode 4 was one of the episodes. I made that joke after the dog episode, but... it's well polished. I appreciate it. I'm kind of saddened that I wasn't able to feel the full impact of his death in his death scene, but I hope by analytically analyzing the situation, I at least somewhat showcase that I'm able to empathize with the situation, even though I'm technically not crying or pouring my eyes out like some would expect. I'm not oblivious to the situation. I assure you I am quite aware of the impact that these scenes are having on the characters. I can guarantee you. And if I was a few years younger, I would have definitely probably been crying.
Chilly out here.
He said he'd be in the archive room, and then he just left. But he had this look, like he realized something terrible.
So he must have been attacked in here.
Looks like it. He left a trail of blood and runs all the way down the hall. Apparently, he was heading straight to the phone room.
He was hurt, and he said he needed to call someone.
Oh. It makes sense. See, if I was there to finish the job, and I followed the blood trail here, and he was on the phone there, she would have been there. What the fuck were you doing in the military? Don't get me wrong. His knife technique was damn good. But it takes more than technique.
But then, he just walked out instead. He didn't even dial a number.
He obviously picked up on something big. He was gonna call from the office. But something occurred to him and he used an outside line.
My feeling is he didn't want the girl because she's young. And he couldn't even do the swing when he was... Man,
The code that he gave the operator is only supposed to be used for military emergencies. So what was it? What the hell was he trying to tell me?
Colonel, I found Major Armstrong as you asked me to.
We have a strong lead on some potential suspects in the murder of Lieutenant Colonel Hughes.
Then why aren't you hunting them down right now?
We're confident that we know who committed the crime, but we're unsure of their identities.
That doesn't make sense, Major. Clarify for me.
I'm afraid I cannot.
I'm telling you to explain as your commanding officer. You're disobeying a direct order, Major.
I cannot tell you.
Fair enough. I apologize for my tone. You're dismissed.
Sir. Actually, sir, there is another matter I've neglected to mention. The Elric brothers were recently here. They only departed a couple of days ago.
They were here in Central?
Yes, sir, for a number of days.
And did they manage to find whatever they were looking for?
No, sir. That would be rather difficult as they are pursuing a legend.
Is that so? Well, thanks for your help.
Clever. Clever. You can't disobey a direct order, but if he works it out himself because they're young kids that can't control their tongue, he's not disobeying an order. Clever.
So, I guess he wasn't as helpful to us as we had hoped.
But not a waste of our time. He was more helpful than he meant to be. He said that they had a strong lead, singular tense, on a few suspects, multiple suspects. Which leads me to believe they suspect a group is responsible. And his obstinate refusal to talk, even though I ordered him to, can only mean there's gotta be an officer above me that's ordered him to keep quiet. Most likely someone of senior ranking. The last clue was that he happened to mention the Elric brothers. They were researching the Philosopher's Stone.
I hate to say it, but it sounds like there might be some kind of conspiracy going on here. But how does it all tie together?
That's the big question. But Hughes, I'd say he deserves an answer. Once I'm transferred to Central, I'm gonna start shaking things up until I find one.
Doesn't sound like you to mix your public and personal concerns.
There's no difference between the two. I will become the Führer of this country, and I will take vengeance for Hughes. I will do these things because I have to do them. I'm going after the senior staff. Are you with me, Lieutenant?
Do you even have to ask?
Oh yeah, she's gonna die. This fucking anime. I like this sort of... We have 5 minutes. It's almost 11. And Hachan be pissed. It's nothing. I noticed that the 3 of the deadly sins was sitting on blocks, which means there's 4 left. And I was looking at the number of like little blocks that were left because the scene credits close with Al and Thingo standing on the blocks. And I was kind of like, hang on. What if they're 2 of the deadly sins in the making? Sorry, my brain's just fired up. My brain's just fired up. My brain's just fucking fired up. Like, my brain's just like analyzing.
A young girl by the name of Panina warmly greets the Elrics to Rush Valley by stealing Ed's watch. A mad dash ensues with Ed in pursuit, laying alchemical waste to the town between. But the mysteriously agile girl remains one step ahead. Next time on Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, Episode 11, Miracle at Rush Valley. Were the words the boy engraved a sign of his resolve, or something else?
See, that the fact that she was... Yeah, that wasn't headquarters, but it was an outpost. But that was the archives. Is the archives located in headquarters? Because to be able to perform a hit inside the enemy's main base, undetected, that's pretty fucked. Alright, let's watch the death scene in Japanese, because we've got a few minutes left, so we might as well use it wisely. Wouldn't be able to live it down. Maybe I pick up something. Maybe I pick up something. I don't know. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. Let's not overanalyze it. Let's just watch it.
イカス入れ墨してるな。
知りすぎたわね、ヒューズ中佐。
Okay, so she knows his full name. She's done her research. She chose to go after him and not his family. She's not waiting for him back home. So she's just going for a direct kill. So she's confident. Ugh, that would hurt. Wait, if she heard that, damn, her hearing's fucked. And yeah, this is the girl on fucking duty. No wonder he didn't want to raise attention, because she'd be dead too. Damn.
あら、ヒューズ中佐。また家庭自慢の電話で。中佐、違う。
なんでもね、電話借りるぞ。大総統府に。悪い、邪魔したな。
中佐。はい、東方司令部。
ロイ、マスタング大佐に繋いでくれ。
外線からの電話は繋げない決まりになっておりまして。
セントラルのヒューズ中佐だ。緊急で外からかけてる。
コードお願いします。
ああ、もうめんどくせえ。アンクル、シュガー、オリバー、ヘイト、ゼロ。
コード確認しました。しばらくお待ちください。
早くしろ、グイがやべえ。
受話器を置いていただけますか、中佐。さあ、受話器を。
Why didn't she just shoot?
ロス少尉じゃねえな。誰だあんた。
マリア・ロス少尉です。お忘れですか。
いや違う。ロス少尉は左目の下に泣きぼくろがあるんだよ。
はあ、そうだっけ。うっかりしてたよ。これでいいかな。
なんだってんだ。夢でも見てるみたいだぜ。
頭の回転が速いばっかりにとんだ災難だったね、ヒューズ中佐。
おいおい、勘弁してくれ。家で女房子供が待ってるんだ。ここで死ぬわけにはいかねえんだよ。
いい演出だろ。
くそったれ。
She's been in his house. I was gonna say, why didn't she just shoot him if she's planning to kill him, but she actually just wanted to torture him a little bit.
セントラルのヒューズ中佐から一般回線で通信です。
またか。つなげ。私だ。娘自慢なら聞かんぞ。ヒューズ。ヒューズ。おい、ヒューズ。
人間って本当愚かだよね。無駄なことに命かけちゃったりしてさ。
The photo's black and white. How would he get skin tone?
約束。
うめえ。このアップルパイ最。
Yeah, they're eliminating people out of necessity, not because they're taking them out. Because even said, it's a shame you're so, clever. You know what I mean? Like, you don't say, oh, it's a shame you figured it out, if you're just going to kill everyone anyway. So it's definitely a targeted hit. What keeps coming back to me is a few episodes ago when Ed was fighting with the armor, and Envy and Lust came in and were upset that the armor was about to give away the plan or potentially kill Ed, who they would need in order to complete the ritual. And then Envy went out of its way. Okay, cool. Let's not offend one of the 7 deadly sins. To ensure Ed survives. So they're allowing Ed and Al to go on their merry way. And then afterwards, they're just basically... Something's up. I can't quite put my finger on it, but something's up. It would be too obvious to say that completion of the ritual is to turn one of them into 7 deadly sins, or a vessel, or a catalyst to transmute someone else into existence. Possibly one of the other 7 deadly sins, or possibly the equivalent of the devil, or something of the sort. Maybe in order to transmute into existence someone, you have to basically have an alchemist of a certain caliber in order to be a worthy, sacrifice or an ingredient or whatever the hell. It's just too early for me to even pinpoint, but there is something thinger. And yeah, I know all of them have a mark, but I don't know. Maybe they want to possess his body or something. I don't know. I don't know. This is a good anime. It's a good anime. It has the laughs. It has the jokes. It has the put the ring on it. And then it has the dagger to the gut. And the scene that follows. It's really well made. Really well made. Really well made. It could be that I'm watching it a week apart. That cuts some of the emotional impact. Very possible that we switch to a one anime a week format to kind of prevent that. Because 2 episodes a week kind of slows it down to the point that the momentum does slow down a little bit. I don't know. I'll think about it. But a really good anime. Thing is, I'm remembering stuff from the previous episodes. You know, I'm not forgetting details. But it's more so the momentum that might be lost a little bit. Kuma, what do you think of the information Hughes found before he died? I don't know what information he found. So I don't know. I obviously don't know. But yeah, don't point me in any of the right directions. Don't even so much as hint, because I've worked out endings to games on whims. So even your questions might even point me in a direction which I'm not supposed to notice. It's just how I am. It's just how I am. Let me try to work it on my own. Let me try to enjoy it on my own. That's the fun of a blind reaction, isn't it, right? I mean, if I miss something totally obvious, that's on me. That's the fun of it. I'm probably going to think about this for the next week. And then before we watch it, I'm going to come back with something, as I always do. I don't know, on second viewing, third viewing, sometimes you just notice something that was otherwise obvious. It's good shit. This is some good shit. This is some high quality shit right here. I like this. Thank you for the recommendation. Thank you for voting for it. I've heard about Fullmetal Alchemist for a while. I just never got around to watching it. I'm really glad that I'm watching it now, and I'm actually thankful that I'm able to react to it and share it with you guys, because I would have otherwise watched it alone by myself in my room with no one to talk about it with. So it's an absolute pleasure and honor to be able to do this online, and it's incredible that 30 of you showed up from different time zones and different parts of the world. For some of you it's 7 a.m, for some of you it's 3 a.m. To join me for this. I really do appreciate it, and I hope you're enjoying the reactions. I'm having a blast. I'm loving it. I really am. I've wanted to watch anime for years. I've always been behind. I've never had the time, and now I have not only the opportunity to watch it, but also the opportunity to share it with people, and also the opportunity to have people recommend anime which I would potentially like. And so far, your recommendations have been amazing. There's a mixture of, you know, comedy and shitposting, which is Assassination Classroom, and some really heavy, like, this is dense. This takes digestion, you know, you gotta digest it. It's a dense anime. These streams make your Monday the best day of the week. These streams make my Monday great. I normally always hated Mondays, but I love Mondays because Monday means stream afterwards. I absolutely love it. And I really do appreciate all you guys turning up. And girls, of course, I say guys generically as a blanket term. You all know that. I really do appreciate everyone making the time to turn up. I know that it's difficult, and it's just wonderful. It's amazing to know that this is part of people's schedule for the week. It's incredibly humbling. It's amazing. I'm loving it. I'm absolutely enjoying it. It's only becoming more and more enjoyable, which is amazing. I'm really wanting to recommend Attack on Titan. Yeah, I even today I was tweeting about it because people were talking about Hunter x Hunter 2011. Yes, people have also recommended that one. Yeah, those two names have come up multiple times. And that's the beauty of it. There's so much good shit. Like that's what I'm really happy about. There's so much really good shit. I'm not talking about whatever's popular now that in 2 years no one will even remember the name of. I'm talking about high god tier, you know, Death Note, Code Geass quality anime here. Cowboy, you know, you guys are effectively curating god tier anime for me. And quite frankly, I'm the one that's reaping the benefits here. I don't even have to risk watching a shitty anime. You guys are picking out the best. So I'm kind of getting spoiled here. and I'm loving it, so I really do appreciate it. I've been picking mostly slub type anime for you, Kuma. Thank you. No, these are really good. I'm really appreciating. All right, thank you guys for coming. As always, it's going to be a big week, but we'll be back with Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Saturday, I believe, is going to be Cyberpunk. Is Saturday anime? No, Saturday is... Let me work it out. I will post it on the live stream thread on Discord. I will post it on Twitter. I will post it on the community post on YouTube. So you'll know in the next couple of days what the schedule for the upcoming weekend is. I gotta do an opening for that goddamn PlayStation 5. It's been sitting there for 1.5 weeks. It's been there for like 11, 12 days. It's still in the box. I need to do that opening. We gotta get ready for Cyberpunk 2077. Like, I gotta get on top of that. Work's just killing me. But look, this has been an awesome stream. So I'll see you guys during the week on the Discord. I will be uploading daily. Shit, do I have a video for tonight? No, I don't. It's 11 p.m. I fucked up already. I'll try to upload daily on the gaming channel. The reaction channel will have that DMCA dropped in the next week. So I'll be able to start editing and uploading reactions there again. And hopefully it doesn't get taken down. And I will try to get these Assassination Classroom and Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood up on the Patreon. And on the Patreon, we already have the backlog of the anime we've watched up until now. So that catalog is just going to keep growing at this point. And I'm going to have to take a look at the damn analytics for Patreon, because they've got a fee when they accept payment, and then they've got a secondary fee when they pay out payment. And it's got 2 components which are fixed, and then it's got 2 variable components which are percentages. And the thing is, they charge you when it comes in and they charge you when it gets paid out. So I have to take a look at the numbers and see whether or not it's viable to keep the $2 tier, just because the 2 fixed amounts are basically eating it up. Like, we have 30 patrons, and then when it goes from 20 patrons to 30 patrons, I noticed that the dollar amount changes by like $1 or $2. And I'm like, hang on, the fuck? So there's an additional $20 coming into the Patreon of people donating, and it's changed by how much? So I got to take a look at the numbers on the back end and see what the fuck is going on. And work out what the hell is going on with the fee structure, because Patreon keeps changing it every few months. It's driving me crazy. But look, I'm going to get on top of the admin and everything. The backlog is going to keep growing. I'm going to see what's going on and hopefully get on top of it and see what we can do. Thank you for coming. I hope you've enjoyed. I will see you all next week, and I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a big week. It's going to be a big week. Enjoy the week. Look after yourselves. Enjoy the LPs. I'm going to start editing out Kingdom Hearts and Uncharted 3. It's going to be fun. I'll see you all then. See you on the Discord during the week. Till the next stream, Ninja Kuma out. Bye.
Hey, did I hand you a shrinking potion by accident? I could have sworn that was the gender swapping one.
Don't be hating. She's fun size, that's all. She doesn't even have to get on her knees to blow.
You want to add anything to that conversation?
Nope, I'm good. In fact, I think your new size makes you an even more formidable and stealthy ninja.